In a major development in the ongoing federal case, it has been revealed that Kanye West personally reached out to Lil Durk to check on him following the announcement that prosecutors are currently processing over 230 gigabytes of digital evidence.
Why is that? Then it's people like, you lined up somebody from your hood. Like, listen, I didn't. But at the end of the day, what's wrong with giving my friend the address? Oh, this is my boy. He lost his boy. Who did it could be around. 9 times out of 10, he had asked me, I probably would have been coke if he even asked anybody, if this is even true. But 9 times out of 10, like I said, can I leak a bar?
Sure.
I said, if he make the call right now, I'd something.
Right.
This vast collection includes surveillance footage, audio recordings, and more than 20,000 pages of official reports, all compiled for discovery purposes. Federal authorities now appear confident that they have assembled more than enough material to support their claims and potentially secure a conviction against Durk.
How you feeling?
And I'm feeling good. Just taking a day at a time, just chilling and staying focused for real.
Yeah, I love the time we
from a federal prison.
I love the time we spent in Saudi, man. That was great.
Hey, look, that's all I'm talking about here. The people here, they get their time, and they ain't never experienced the world. So I be telling them stories, and they be on 20.
Wow. Yeah, man. I just got off the phone with Puff. I talked to him for the first time 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes before you called me. Yeah.
The viral spread of a Kanye West interview discussing Durk, conducted while Durk remains behind bars, sparked increased concern in the courtroom the following morning. Prosecutors are now focusing their investigation more sharply. While combing through the massive trove of evidence, prosecutors claim they discovered that Durk may have allegedly been involved in 2 additional incidents involving suspected retaliatory actions. The first concerns Stefan Mack, the man responsible for the death of Durk's brother, D. Thang.
This call was from a federal prison.
Say what, brother?
I said, I know you're real, but if you need anything, I got you.
I appreciate it. Start that count,
Yeah, I know how that be, bro. It don't matter, bro. We ain't never moved our money except for that first time. Once it was that, it was that. Once it was like then, everything was his.
Yeah. I still got these same. I can't hustle like shit. Where you from? What you got going? I see too, yeah.
Man, what? The PC. Hey.
I thought they saw the computer, you downstairs, they be like, man, send me upstairs. Whatever it is, I got to adapt to it.
Nah, for sure.
Can't go no more with a PC and come out hang out.
The second case involves the sudden death of OTF Jam's child's mother, which occurred not long after Durk reportedly discovered that Jam was allegedly wearing a wire. According to the newly released court documents, federal agents believe Jam may be the central figure capable of linking Durk to all 3 alleged crimes. They point to an Instagram live where Durk appears to notice Jam speaking into a concealed microphone.
No motherfucker know what's going on, but them people that's in them courtrooms, man. For real. Them be false accusations. Y'all don't even know what the be going on, for real. Y'all really be trying to play Inspector Gadget and all this. Y'all just be weird as hell. That's what I be talking about, man. Like, first y'all threw the Jams rumors out there. Now y'all talking about Vonnie a snitch, gang. A snitch on what? Y'all don't even really know what's going on, for real. My kids, y'all really just be running. And that's why I don't participate in nothing that got to do with nothing illegal. Because of you motherfuckers, y'all be trying to get them put under the jail.
During the stream, Jam was visibly seen holding the top of his jacket and whispering, behavior federal investigators claim was indicative of active cooperation. Ironically, in the same live stream, Durk is seen handing Jam a gift of $50,000. The gesture, now being viewed under a different lens, is raising questions about whether Durk was aware of Jam's betrayal. Observers have pointed out that Durk appeared cautious and calculated, and sources have suggested he was already suspicious of Jam's shifting behavior. Reports now claim that Durk had been playing what some are calling 3D chess, preparing for this scenario long before his arrest. He allegedly anticipated that Jam would flip and began distancing himself and preparing legal strategies early on. As he once stated cryptically online, "I see things from a mile away." This unfolding situation now places OTF Jam in the crosshairs of federal prosecutors and possibly at the center of Durk's fate.
Why is that? Then it's people like, you lined up somebody from your hood. Like, listen, I didn't. But at the end of the day, what's wrong with giving my friend the address? Oh, this is my boy. He lost his boy. Who did it could be around. 9 times out of 10, had he had asked me, I probably would have been coke if he even asked anybody, if this is even true. But 9 times out of 10, like I said, can I leak a bar?
Sure.
I said if he make the call right now, I'd something.
Right.
In the weeks following revelations of OTF Jam's suspected cooperation with federal agents, Lil Durk reportedly shifted into full damage control. During a private statement made through legal counsel, Durk revealed that he no longer shares his residence with even his closest friends and refuses to disclose any personal information to those around him. The emotional weight of betrayal appeared evident in these remarks, as authorities believe Durk was devastated by Jam's alleged actions. However, law enforcement alleges Durk didn't stop at cutting ties. According to reports, once he suspected OTF Jam of cooperating, retaliation swiftly followed. Prosecutors now believe that Durk may have orchestrated an attack from a distance, sending members of OTF to locate Jam at a home outside Atlanta. A leaked document alleges that Jam was discovered by OTF affiliates and dealt with in what prosecutors describe as punishment for his betrayal. Photographic evidence reportedly from the scene has surfaced, showing activity outside the property where Jam had been hiding. Although unconfirmed by police, the visuals have fueled speculation about the extent of retaliation OTF members may have taken on Durk's behalf. But OTF Jam wasn't the only target. Authorities also revealed that Durk is now being linked to the 2022 killing of Stephon Mack in Chicago. Mack is believed to have been involved in the death of Durk's brother, D. Thang. In recently unsealed federal documents, investigators now claim that Durk could have ordered the hit on Mack as an act of revenge. Though formal charges have not yet been filed for the Mack case, court records indicate that Durk is being named in multiple documents presented ahead of an upcoming detention hearing. Prosecutors even shared a pair of Instagram stories in court, one from a D. Thang tribute account posted just 30 minutes after Mack's passing, and another where Durk is seen laughing the next day. Authorities are reportedly using this timeline alongside other digital evidence to build a case for Durk's involvement. With mounting suspicion and social media activity lining up with violent incidents, many believe OTF Jam's cooperation may have accelerated the investigation. On February 24th, Durk's legal team filed a formal request for his release on bond. His attorneys proposed a $3.3 million package, backed by real estate equity and financial support from Sony Music. However, the request was denied without delay, reflecting the court's view that the charges and evidence against him were too serious to justify release. Lil Durk's legal team has escalated their efforts, now citing alleged mistreatment and violations of his rights while in custody. During a recent court session, Durk's attorneys stated that his rapid prison transfer wasn't procedural. It was due to issues within his original cell block. As a high-profile figure with substantial public exposure, Durk reportedly became a target behind bars. Inmates allegedly began pressuring him for commissary funds and attempting to exploit his wealth, prompting serious concerns for his safety. Attorneys argue Durk is not being properly protected under the law, as his status has only made him more vulnerable. The defense also suspects a deeper threat looming: retaliation from Quando Rondo's camp. Both Quando and Lil Tim, the latter being the individual who fatally shot King Von, have made public comments since Durk's arrest. In separate interviews, both echoed a similar sentiment: the entire feud and its violent aftermath should have been handled differently. Lil Tim, who is central to the Von case, suggested that the conflict could have been resolved peacefully, Quando Rondo mirrored that view, stating that the decisions made in response to the situation were tragic and avoidable. Legal analysts believe these statements may serve a dual purpose, genuinely expressing remorse while subtly distancing both men from any future allegations involving revenge plots against Durk. Still, prosecutors remain unconvinced. They argue that Durk's jail conditions, especially following his relocation to a facility with substandard living quarters, mirror punitive measures seen in other high-profile cases, including YNW Melly's. Public figures like Charleston White have even commented on Durk's incarceration, stating that someone with Durk's charges shouldn't expect leniency or favorable treatment. In response to the increasing pressure, Durk's lawyers have begun laying out their defense strategy. One of their main arguments hinges on disproving the prosecution's use of Durk's lyrics as a form of self-incrimination. Specifically, prosecutors have pointed to bars in Durk's track Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy as evidence, interpreting certain lines as references to violent acts. Durk's legal team, however, pushed back hard. They presented what they claim is an airtight alibi, using the song's creation date to disprove the timeline. According to a sworn declaration from Durk's producer, the track in question was recorded 7 months before the incident prosecutors are tying it to. As evidence, they attached the original project file, including metadata showing timestamps for both the recording session and the lyrical draft. One of the most cited lines by prosecutors was, "Look on the news and see your son, you screaming no-no." A lyric they claim corresponds to footage of Quando Rondo at the crime scene, screaming in the aftermath. Durk's team argues this line was purely fictional and coincidental, not an admission or real-time commentary on actual events. As Durk continues to face mounting legal battles, the defense is working to dismantle the prosecution's narrative. Their aim is not only to refute the charges, but also to shed doubt on the state's interpretation of Durk's art and actions. But with heavy digital evidence still pending review, the uphill climb is far from over. What initially looked like a solid alibi for Lil Durk is now being weaponized against him. Prosecutors have dissected more lyrics from the Wonderful Wayne and Jackie Boy track, using one particular line to escalate suspicions. Told me they got an Addy, go, they got the location, go. According to prosecutors, this bar strongly aligns with an alleged conspiracy to target Quando Rondo. The situation intensified when Brick Baby, an affiliate of OTF, stated publicly that he would have shared Quando's location if Durk had asked. Though Brick Baby insists he isn't cooperating with authorities, these statements are now under a microscope. What makes this worse is the eerie coincidence of Durk's screaming no-no lyric lining up with footage of Quando at a real-life crime scene. Prosecutors see that alignment as more than artistic liberty. It's potentially an indication of intent or foreknowledge. Adding more weight to the case, a resurfaced video of Brick Baby reacting to an older interview circulated online after Durk's arrest. The live stream clip, in which he reflects on Durk sliding for King Von, has drawn speculation that it inadvertently drew federal eyes toward Durk and his circle. As federal prosecutors build their case against Lil Durk, also known as Durk Banks, one piece of evidence is drawing significant attention: a single text message reportedly sent by Durk. In it, he allegedly warned someone, "Don't have them associate my name with any kind of flights they're taking." While this may raise eyebrows, legal analysts say the message alone doesn't guarantee a conviction. Criminal defense attorney Bradford Cohen offered perspective on the situation. According to him, while the text may not look good for Durk, it remains circumstantial. On its own, it doesn't establish guilt, and Cohen cautions against drawing conclusions without knowing what else the prosecution has. "Certainly that's not a good text," Cohen explained, "but is that the only text? Because that doesn't stand on its own." He elaborated further, pointing out that if there are no audio recordings, wiretaps, or more direct evidence tying Durk to the conspiracy or alleged criminal acts, then the case remains speculative. If they have a snitch, or they have videotapes or audio tapes of him saying something, that's a lot different. So far, the text message is the most tangible connection between Durk and the logistics of the alleged operations. Still, legal experts agree that a conviction would require far more, such as corroborated witness testimony, video surveillance, or direct admissions. Without these elements, the defense could challenge the prosecution's narrative as speculative and lacking substance. Ultimately, what we're looking at now is a developing federal case that hinges not just on digital trails, but on the loyalty or betrayal of those closest to Durk. Whether there's a confidential informant or deeper levels of evidence remains to be seen. Until then, the legal pressure continues to mount, and so does public anticipation over what might surface next. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown insightful, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next update. This story is far from over, and we'll be right here to cover what comes next.